And welcome back to our book talk segment of the program. Great to welcome today a woman who has written another one of her great travel books. Of course, she's the best-selling author of the number one travel book of all time, 1,000 Places to See Before You Die. But her latest is called Why We Travel, 100 Reasons to See the World. We're joined today by author and travel journalist Patricia Schultz on the telephone. And Patricia, good to talk with you. How are you today?
Oh, I'm very well. Thank you for having me.
You're up in New York, right? My hometown. Are you up there today?
You bet I am. The Big Apple, and it's a glorious late summer, early autumn day, and it's just beautiful.
That's the time of New York I miss, even though I love living in Florida. I grew up there, and September and October are the nicest, probably the nicest 2 months up there weather-wise. So that's a good time to be up there.
Absolutely. I love it.
But you really make a nice living, and I always thought it'd be kind of fun. I've done radio broadcasting stuff, but I always thought it'd be kind of fun talking to several people that write travel books, being a travel journalist. It seems like a fun job. Is it? I guess it is. You've written books about it.
Yeah, and I've been doing it my whole life, so that's confirmation. It's a very deeply rewarding because I've been encouraged and assigned and allowed to visit places that maybe I would have gotten to eventually on my own. I'm not so sure, but have kind of sped up the process and had me visit a lot more than I ever would have anticipated at this point in my life. But I when on my off time when I'm not working. What do? I travel. So that kind of shows just how much I love. There's no downside to travel as far as I'm concerned because it's just a rewarding and satisfying and relaxing, if that is what you need, and an invigorating and exhilarating, if that is what you're looking for, experience.
And it's kind of the theme of the book, too. I mean, the other ones you've written, of course, are more of just kind of giving little snippets of different places around the world or places people should see. But this one goes into more of again, why we travel, what the benefits are, and why we want to do it, I guess is a better way to put it, right? What's in us that wants us to make us travel.
Yeah, and it doesn't need to be, it's such a personal thing that, if you ask 5 of your friends, you'll get 5 crazy different answers. But at the end of it all, I think everybody agrees that it's an investment in who we are and the lifestyle that we hope to create, which is one that inspires us and educates us, and we learn about different places and things. We experience other cultures and ways, and enriches our life so that when we do come home, whether it's after a long weekend or a very elaborate 3 or 4 week trip, we come home reset and with a different worldview. What we bring home with us is a different way of seeing things. And we come home and it becomes a win-win situation because then we experience home, our literal home, and with a new appreciation or with, new eyes. So there's just no downside, really, because when you're away, you're having a great time. When you come home recharged, ready, I think, to then deal with all the stuff that you managed to leave behind. And hopefully we've created a beautiful lifestyle or a bubble here at home so that we come home gladly. And we come home, however, with much more of an appreciation or respect for what we have. And not just our lives and our family, but our customs and our politics, our government, our freedoms, our ways, the U.S. in general. If we've chosen to live here for a reason, it's reconfirmed time and again every time we fly back into the country, for me at least.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I was fortunate. Our family, we had a chance. Our parents would take us along with them as kids. And I just remember as a kid, obviously, we did the Florida a lot because that's what you do when you live in New York. You go to Florida if you can, for holidays. We went to Hawaii and other places. And you look back on it now as an adult, obviously. You look back on when you were kids, how not only the fun you had, but really how important it was to be able to travel as a kid. So I guess that's important. If you can afford it, take your kids with you, right? It's important for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a very interesting thing that you've touched upon because I hear it regularly that the kids are too young or we're going to wait until they get older. Well, they're, like under 10, they're 7, 8, 9 years or whatever. And I guess to wait till they get older means that to wait until they're in college and they can travel on their own. But families should travel more with their children because my earliest memory ever I was 4 years old, and we were off to the Jersey Shore because how exciting was that?
Sure.
You know, we had very modest means, but explain that to a 4-year-old kid. I just thought I was the luckiest kid in the block, and I remember clearly and vividly. So kids may not remember the specifics, but they do remember the experience of it, and it helps them, you know, kind of broadens their view of life outside their little bubble, you know, outside their play dates and their romper rooms and their grade schools and their you know, their buddies back home. So it begins to open their perspectives at an early age, and it's never too early, really, in my book. So, yeah, I think that families should travel. And again, you know, road trips. We have incredible national parks. We have beautiful state parks. We have 2 coastlines with, you know, islands off the coast that are all, you know, available and manageable and accessible to us. And it doesn't have to be crazy expensive, and it doesn't need to take a year of preparation and planning. So I really encourage people, however it is you travel and wherever it is you go, just to do more of it.
Yeah, I was 4 as well, the earliest I remember, in Atlantic City. I remember that was one of my earliest with my folks, and then Cape May every year for a long time. And then I was 4 or 5, I think, we went to Puerto Rico. So, yeah, those 4, you don't remember a lot at 4, but I remember enough to know I was there.
Yeah, you probably don't remember much else about 4, but you remember your trips. So
Sure,
that in itself
sure.
speaks volumes.
Yeah.
And that's how it was for me. And my parents were very encouraging. I mean, really, they couldn't find on world maps where I was going next, nor could they really figure out how to spell it or how to pronounce it. But they were so encouraging because they saw that at an early age that travel really, really made me happy, that it was, you know, what I upheld to be the reward for saving my money, for saving my time, for, you know, what I would do when I needed an escape, when I needed therapy, when I needed to just get away. They were very understanding. They had never had that themselves. And like I said, we came from a family that never had much and never traveled much, but whatever they saw brought me joy. They encouraged me to do it. And here I am all these
That's
years
it.
later. So I guess it kind of paid off, huh?
Absolutely, yeah. I know we have limited time, Patricia, and again, just want to give the folks a little taste of the book. You got great pictures in it, obviously, and your kind of thoughts of you know, what you're going through as you visited each of these places. And I guess one of them that kind of stands out for me, I've never been up there. I'd like to see these in person, the Northern Lights. I saw them briefly, I think we saw them in New Hampshire one time when we were up there. I'm not sure, but that's kind of a fun thing to see, isn't it?
You can see them. You can see them at that latitude, but you really, really need to go, you know, if not into Manitoba and northern Canada. And, you know, Iceland is a very popular destination
Right.
for Northern Lights these days, or for the summer, the midnight sun, you know, during the summer months. And Norway especially is very popular. They are nothing less than breathtaking. Is it worth getting on a plane to travel hours to see them? Yes. But, you know, there are no guarantee, and I guess that's why it's all the more special when they appear in the sky, because you can pay, you know, $1 million and nobody's going to be able to guarantee you that you'll see them. But if you go the right months and you go more than just 24 hours, they say 3 or 4 nights is almost a guarantee that one of those nights, if not all of those nights, you'll see them, and I promise you, when you see them, you won't soon forget them.
Yeah, great thing. Why We Travel, 100 Reasons to See the World is the full title of the book, and Patricia Schultz has been our guest for a few minutes. And Patricia, you want to give out your website where people can get more information?
Yes, 1000places.com, and also to visit Amazon.com to buy the book, or we always encourage people to, you know, to support their local independent bookstores, because everybody's had a hard time these past
Sure.
months and years. So wherever you find it, I hope you enjoy it.
Great. We'll also put a link on our website as well. And just before we wrap up, is travel, it seems like it's almost back to normal. I don't know if it'll be fully back to the way it was, but is it much better right now as we talk?
Yeah, they say that this summer was a bit of a challenge, but already things are calming down, and into the fall and the holidays, I think 2023 is really going to be a banner year. Things will have sorted themselves out, and people will be back, if not in the same numbers as before, then close to, yeah.
Well, I'm planning on going to Hawaii sometime early 23, so I hope you're right. I think you are.
Enjoy.
Patricia Schultz, thanks for being with us. We'll
Enjoy
hopefully talk
yourself.
again.
Thank you.
I'm Stan Brock. 30 years ago, I formed Remote Area Medical to help people overseas. But then we found generations of families in America, isolated by poverty from the health care they need. Together, we can take dental, vision, and medical help to 1 million adults and their kids, right here at home in the United States of America.